This week in phonics, we're working on EE says E. And the card looks like this. Okay. So I'm going to say a sentence and I want you to listen to all of the EE says E words. Queens keep feeding greedy deer. Each word in that sentence has the EE, saying E, sound. Queens keep feeding greedy deer. The object for EE to help us remember is a bee. Okay. All right, let's brainstorm some words that have EE. So I'm going to go over here and let's see. I'm going to insert a new tab. I'm going to try to. Let's just go down to the bottom. And let's brainstorm some EE words. So I want you to think, and I'm going to think. Let's make this a little bigger. All right, so obviously B. Now, that is capitalizing the word, and that really doesn't need to be capitalized, but it's a function of the program. All right, tree, street, meat, fleet. Okay, there's just 5, but that kind of gives you an idea of some EE says E words. Okay, and the reason these wouldn't need to be capitalized is because they are not proper nouns. Okay. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to share with you a poem, and the poem is called Treehouse. Okay, let me grab it. It's in this book. Are any of you familiar with this? Where the Sidewalk Ends? It's one of my favorite books. Okay, it is on page 79. Okay, I'm going to share this with you. Okay, treehouse. A treehouse, a free house, a secret you and me house, a high up in the leafy branches, cozy as can be house, a street house, a neat house, be sure and wipe your feet house, is not my kind of house at all. Let's go live in a tree house. Okay, so I heard a lot of those EE says E words. If you get a chance to go to the library, this is a really good book to read. All right. The next thing that I want to do is I want to write some words with you. So what I would like for you to do is go get a piece of notebook paper or some of you have told me that you're making a notebook of all of these phonics skills. That's a really...
Miss Lakenwell, will you call the office, please? Miss Lakenwell, will you call the office, please?
That's a really good idea. All right, so if you do just have a piece of notebook paper, then get your notebook paper, go to the top, and at the top, I'm going to write E. Now remember, I'm writing upside down, so my handwriting is not perfect, but I'm doing the best I can. All right. On word number 1, we need to write a 1, and we need to draw 2 lines. All right, there's something that most of you learned in 1st grade, and it's pound and tap. And so what you do, I'm going to go back down. What you do is you pound with the hand that you are not writing with. Okay, so the first word is B. You pound the word based on the syllables, B, and then you use your fingers to write down the sounds. Now, B has 2 sounds, B, E. All right, first sound, B. Second sound, E. Now, a lot of times you're going to see that EE at the end, but it can also be in the middle of a word. All right, our word was be. All right, skip down to number 2. It's always a good idea to skip a line. All right, word number 2 is deep. Pound it, deep. D-E-P. First sound. Oh, I forgot to draw the lines. 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Okay, deep. D. I hear a D. E. I know that it's got to be 2 E's. 1 E would say F. That's a P. D, E, P, deep. All right, word number 3. Bleed. Bleed. Bull, E, D. Now, bleed has a blend at the beginning. So you draw 3 lines, bull, E, D. But there's 2 letters making up that blend. Okay? Bull, E, D. Bleed. All right. Now we're going to look at our red words this week. Red words are words that you just have to memorize and you cannot normally sound them out. Okay, I'm going to get a red pen to remind me that these are red words. Okay, so I'm going to write red words. 1 and 2. All right, let's look down here. All right, red word number 1, about. A, B, O, U, T, about. Now, take your arm that you're not writing with and make it straight, and we're going to spell about. And we're going to tap our arm as we do it. A-B-O-U-T, about. Now, I know you might feel silly, but you need to do this with me, okay? Here we go again. A-B-O-U-T, about. Let's do it one more time. A-B-O-U-T, about. All right, when you cross your body and you tap, that helps your brain remember what you've learned. All right, we're going to do one more red word. The second red word is around. A-R-O-U-N-D, around. A-R-O-U-N-D, around. A-R-O-U-N-D, around. All right, let's write that word. A R O U N D, around. Okay, red words are words that you need to practice, and when you are writing, you need to spell them correctly. Okay, you can stop the video here and resume this on day 2. Also, you're welcome to watch the whole video every day of the week. It won't hurt at all, okay? For day 2, what we're going to do is we're going to do something called syllabication. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some larger words, and I'm going to work with you on breaking them down. Now, the past few weeks, you have just watched me do it. I want you to watch, today we've got 5. I want you to watch me do 3, and then I want you to do the last 2 with me. Now, if you would like to do all 5 with me, that's fine. You just need to pause the video, write down the word, and then put the marks in as I'm talking. Okay? All right, so I'm going to start with this word, feedback. I told you the word. Okay, that's okay. And we're still going to break it down. All right, so let's go down here. All right. So remember, the first thing that we do is we mark the vowels. Okay, so we've got 2 vowels. EE is a vowel team, so that just counts as 1. as far as coding it. And then we're going to draw the bridge and we're going to mark the consonants. Now, in case you are not remembering this from first grade, the vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Every other letter is a consonant. If Y says E, it's going to be, or I is going to be considered a vowel. A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. All right, let's go back to our word. So that's where I got the V's and the C's. All right, normally you're going to break in between the consonants unless it is two consonants that make a sound together like SH or TH. So I'm going to break it here. And I know this word, these two smaller words, and so this is a compound word. All right, so let's read this side. Feed, back, back. Put it together. Feed back. So that would be like if you tell somebody something about what they did. You give them feedback. All right, this is our second word. This word has lots of vowels, so let's start by marking the vowels, okay? Then we draw a bridge, and we mark the consonants in between the vowels. So we've got two here, and we've got two here. All right, we're going to start here, all right? Let's do what normally works for us, and let's break it between the consonants. Let's break it between the consonants. Now we're going to see if we can read each part, and then we're going to put it together. All right, so let's start here. Ab, okay, I can say that. Sin, sin. T, T. All right, let's put it together. Absentee, absentee. All right, that would be like if you cannot go vote, you would get an absentee ballot, excuse me, right? Absentee. Okay, next word. Do you know what to do first? That's right, we're going to mark the vowels. Draw a bridge. And then we're going to mark the consonants in between the vowels. All right, we've got two choices on this one. So if we mark it here, this is going to say C. If we mark it here, it's going to say Sev. All right. I am going to choose to mark it here and then in between the consonants. All right, because this is going to be Sev in teen, which I've heard of that. That's the number 17. If I had broken it here, I would have E then teen, and that is not how you say the number. It's not 17, it's 17. Okay, now remember, I want you to do the last two with me. So pause and get your pencil, and I want you to write down this word. When you have the word written down, then you can press play and work it with me, okay? All right, first thing we're going to do is mark the vowels. Consonants in between the vowels. Oh, I forgot my bridge. Sorry. Draw the bridge in between the vowels. All right, now let's break it in between the consonants. Here and here. All right, so my first word part or syllable is ch-im, chim. My second syllable is p-an, and my third syllable is z-e. So let's read it. Chimpanzee. Chimpanzee. Did it. All right, one more. One of my favorite things in the world. All right, let's break it here. Oh, okay. Off, e, coffee. I don't know. I think I don't say two F's in there, so let's try to move this line. So I'm going to do this. If you have a pencil, you can erase it. And I'm going to break it after the F's. Off, e. Yeah, that sounds better. Coffee. So sometimes you break it and it doesn't sound right, and you just erase the line and try again. Coffee. I'm actually drinking some coffee right now. All right, that's the end of day 2. You can pause here or you can keep going, but you have to watch the part for that day when you get to it. All right. The next thing we're going to do for day 3 is read this poem that I've got here. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, so day 3, we are looking at a poem, Bee and Sheep. Bee and sheep got in their Jeep. They drove all night and didn't sleep. One wheel fell off and rolled away. They beat the horn the rest of the way. All right, I like that poem. I want you to read this one more time with an adult to them. And then I want you to complete this that we do every week. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger. You know that you list 4 that you saw in the poem. And then you sort these into real and nonsense. Okay, for day 4, I'm going to post some sentences on Schoology, and I just want you to read those sentences 3 times to an adult. This will help you practice fluency, and fluency is reading at an appropriate rate, and so it may take you several readings before you read it fluently. All right, and then day 5, we're going to do kind of a spelling test. This is not for a grade. This is just for practice so that if you come back to the traditional classroom, you will have an idea of how they are doing the spelling tests. You do need to get a piece of paper and you do need to do this with me. And have your mom or dad or whoever your grown up is check it. And they don't have to send it to me. This is just for practice. In our classroom, the lights just turn off. And so I'm going to go turn the lights back on while you get a piece of paper. Okay, this is day 5's activity. And we are practicing the EE sound on a spelling test. But remember, this is just for practice. And it's going to make sure that you understand how to spell words with the EE sound. Okay, so my paper looks like this. All right, we're only going to do 5 phonetic words. Phonetic words are words that you can sound out. We're going to do 3 red words, and we're going to do 2 sentences. Okay, so you can get just a piece of notebook paper. Like this. And at the top, let's write test, E, E, and then number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a line and write red words. 1, 2, 3. Skip a line and write, sentences. 1, 2. Okay, so this is what your paper could look like at home. Test on EE 1 through 5 is the phonetic words. There are 3 red words, and there are 2 sentences. Now, I'm going to use this paper, but this is absolutely fine for you to use at home, okay? All right. I want you to try to spell the word before you see me write it, okay? So this is the honor system. You're going to hear me say it, you're going to pause, you're going to write it, and then you're going to look and see if you got it right. Okay? Here we go. Number 1, B. I hope you do not get stung by a bee. Pause the video and write B. B. Word number 2 is queen. Pause the video and write queen. Number 3, creep. If you walk really slowly, you creep. Pause the video and write creep. Number 4, sweepstake. Pause the video and write sweepstake. Number 5 is, fleet. Fleet. Pause the video and write fleet. All right, the first red word is because. Pause the video and write because. The second red word is around. Pause. Around. The third red word is about. Pause and write about. Okay, we have 2 sentences. The first sentence is, the queen will greet you. 5 words. The queen will greet you. Pause the video and write the sentence. The queen will greet you. Okay, remember on your sentences that we use the acronym or the mnemonic device CUPS to remember to check our sentences. C stands for capitalization. Do you have the word at the beginning and all proper nouns capitalized? U is understanding. Is your sentence, does it make sense? P is punctuation, and S is spelling. All right, so let's look at my sentence. Oh, excuse me. The queen will greet you. Capitalization. I have a capital letter at the beginning. Understanding. It does make sense. Punctuation. I have a period at the end. And I have every word spelled correctly. All right, we're going to do one more sentence. I want you to make sure that you use CUPS as you check. The next sentence has 7 words. She will fill the canteen with tea. She will fill the canteen with tea. So imagine someone's camping. She will fill the canteen with tea. All right, pause the video Write the sentence and check with cups before you press play again. All right. She will fill the canteen with tea. Capitalization. I think I could have done a little better job with my S. So I'm going to make that a little bigger. All right. So I've got capitalization. Understanding. This makes sense. I've got a period at the end. And let's see. I've spelled everything correctly. Okay, this is the end of our weekly phonics lessons on EE. I would encourage you to go back and rewatch the whole video on Friday.